Hi everyone, it's Linnea from sparklycreations.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to be showing a technique of how I made this watercolor background for this card. I made this sometime last week for Studio Calico's World Card Making Day challenges. And I had a couple of people ask me how I did this little panel of watercoloring here. So I wanted to show you guys how I did this. I'm going to be using Studio Calico's October kit. It's called the Underground. And I'm going to be making a fall card. I'll use these pumpkins here. And I'm not going to be using blues. I'm going to be using, let's see, which ones do I have? I have Doc Brown, Orange County, Well Red, and Sunny Day inks. So we'll just get started here. I'm going to start with an acrylic black and also, oh no, I'm not very organized, sorry, it's late at night. I have a piece of watercolor paper that's cut to 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to start on my black. I am going to start with, I think I'll start with the yellow. I'll go like lightest to darkest. So I'm just going to start up here and I'm going to cover 1/4 of my black in the yellow Sunny Day ink. And then I'm just going to use my Orange County next, and I'll cover another 1/4 of the black with that ink. And I'm just smushing the ink down onto the acrylic black. Next I'm going to go and do red. And then I'll finish up with a little bit of brown. And I'm not going to worry about that last part because it's not going to end up on my card anyway. Alright, so next I'm just going to take regular water and I'm just going to spritz this down. I just gave it like 3 good sprays and you can see those inks are already starting to move there. So I'm going to pull in my watercolor paper. I'm going to turn my ink pad upside down and I am just going to smush it down onto my paper. And you can see those colors starting to blend with each other. So then I'll just pull that up. I have a paper towel here. I'm just gonna dab off some of this extra ink that is around here. Okay, and that's how I did it. That's exactly how I did with this one. I just used different colors. And so now I guess we'll go ahead and we'll make a couple of cards. Okay, so I have a couple of watercolor panels here. This one is just like this one, except it's flipped the other way, so it starts with brown here. This one was kind of after I smushed my ink on this one, I took it again and without reapplying more water, I smushed it down. And it kind of, I got this like splotchy pattern, and I really like that, so I'm going to use that one. And then I have this one where I just used my inks with a regular paintbrush and I splattered this, so you can see there's a whole ombre effect of splatter colors on there. I'm taking inspiration today from Catherine Pooler. She does those kiss cards where she does 4 really simple cards, so I thought that I would do something like that. I use those same 4 Color Theory inks and I've stamped out some pumpkins here. I used, these ones are the big ones. I stamped with this and then the outline as well. So I have a couple different ones. This one is just regular orange. And then the other ones I use the rock and roll technique. So I'll show you really quick. Okay. So really quickly, the rock and roll technique, you're just going to take your stamp. You're going to mount it on your block. And I want the main color to be my Orange County. So I'm just going to take my stamp and I'm going to ink it up. And then I also stamped some of these little ones, so I'm just going to stamp right down here. So I've inked up my entire stamp in the Orange County ink. Now I'm going to pull in my Well Red and I'm just going to rock and roll my stamp around. So just the outside gets inked up with that red ink. And then I'll stamp it down here. And you can see there's just a very subtle red line around the main image. So I'm just going to cut all of these out and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back and I have a bunch of my little pumpkins cut out. I also stamped some of the little stem image that came in the stamp set. It's this one right here. It's just a little mini one. And so I cut those out. I stamped those in dark brown ink and I cut those out. And then I used just some brown paper that I had from my stash, and I just freehand cut a couple more stems for the big pumpkins. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I picked out a couple of papers from the kit. I have like a red chevron, some black and white stripes, and then this green geometric pattern. And I am just going to grab my paper cutter, and I'm going to cut 1/4 inch strips of each one of these. Okay, so I have that done, and now I have a bunch of pattern paper strips, and I'm just going to take them and I'm going to angle the corners, and then I'm just going to adhere them onto my watercolor panels. I'm going to be using some Tombow Mono Multi Liquid Glue. I guess that's it. I don't know. It's new for me. I've seen so many of the professionals using it lately, and I've never really found like a good liquid glue. So I thought that I'd give this one a try. Can't be bad if everyone's using it, right? Got a little extra on the end. So now I'm just going to lay that down on my piece, and I'm just going to eyeball it to get it straight. Next, I want to put the green one down. And I'm going to put that just right like that, I think. The good thing about the liquid glue is I can kind of scoot it around if I want to. Okay, next up is the black and white piece. And I'm just going to lay that one right on top in the middle of the two of those pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to do that for all of my card bases. Now that all my pieces are glued, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to chop off the ends. I'm going to get these all adhered onto some card bases. I just have Neenah 110 pound Solar White cardstock, and I'm going to use some regular glue runner adhesive. And since it's a watercolor piece, I'm going to make sure that I add a good amount of adhesive on here because this watercolor paper tends to warp a little bit, and I don't want that happening on my card. So I'm just going to make sure I give that a good press with lots of adhesive. Okay, and now it's time to start assembling my cards. So I'm just going to pick out a pumpkin that I think will look good on here, I think. Maybe I'll use that brown because this background turned out really bright. The orange and the red kind of blended together, and I have like this really vibrant pink. So I'm going to use this pumpkin. It's a little more brown to tone it down a little bit. And then I'm going to pick out one of these medium pumpkins, and I think I'm missing a little. Oh, there they are. Okay. Let me pick out one of these little bitty baby pumpkins. Oh, not that one. That one's way bright. Okay. Maybe this one. And then I'm just going to use the same Tombow Mono glue. I'm really loving it. So I'm just going to use this to adhere these pumpkins where I want them. And then I'm just going to adhere the stems. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dog barking. Alright, so now it's time to stamp my sentiments. And I think I'm going to use Happy Halloween. I love this stamp set from the kit because you can make whatever stamps you want. You can say like, hello darling, hello I miss you. But I'm going to do Happy Halloween since that's coming up this month. So I've already mounted it on my acrylic block. And I don't know which one I want to start with. Let me think here. Let me do this one. I'll ink that up in dark brown ink. And I'm going to try a couple different placements for my sentiments here. So I'm going to go right up here for this one, and I'll give it a good press. Well, I messed up. I just dropped my block back down on my card, so I guess we'll have to embellish this one. I'll have to add some sequins or something. Okay, so next I think I want to do a straight line sentiment here. So I have mounted the word happy on my stamp press. I'm going to ink that up with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I'm just going to unfold this so it'll lie flat for me. And then I'm going to stamp happy right up here by the pumpkins. I'll give that a good press, make sure I got it impression. Okay, so that is good there. And then next, I think I'm just going to use my regular block and I'll try to eyeball this as best I can. I think I want to put Halloween right, do I want to go right under it or to the side? I guess to the side I want to do. So I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink again. I'll ink that up really well. And then I'll go right here. Okay, that one's good. Alright, so I messed up on that one card. I dropped my stamp block right after I stamped. So I have like these big brown splotches everywhere. So I'm going to cover them up with some Studio Calico sequins. I have Heidi Swap Magic Medium in clear. I'm just going to squirt some of that onto a piece of scratch paper. Then I'm just going to smush it out a little bit. Let's see, I have Studio Calico Orange County sequins, and I've never had their sequins before, and I ordered some with my last kit, and I really, really love these because they come in your package. You get stars, and then you also get, I think they're 4mm and 6mm size sequins, but you get like 3 different ones, so that's really exciting. So these orange ones I have are Orange County, and then I also have some woodshop sequins for this card. Alright guys, so these were the 4 cards for today, and really they don't take that long, especially if you don't mess up. That way you don't have to add any embellishments or anything. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys like these kinds of cards, if you want to see more of the super quick and easy mass-producible cards, or if you like the more intricate card designs. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up on YouTube, then head over to my blog and leave me a comment there as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.